So the objective is I can add, subtract, multiply, or divide functions. So just some quick vocabulary. Addition of functions would look like f plus g of x. This is the same as f of x plus g of x. Subtraction would be f minus g of x, which is f of x minus g of x. Multiplication would be fg of x, which is f of x times g of x. And then division would be f over g of x, which would be f of x divided by g of x. So the domain of combined functions is the intersection of the combined function, and it is restricted with the quotient function because g of x cannot equal 0. So it says consider the following functions, compute the function operation, and determine the domain of the new function. So we have f of x equals x squared plus x, and g of x equals 3x minus 1. So we have f plus g of x. So that is the same as x squared. So that's the same as f of x plus g of x, which is x squared plus x plus 3x minus 1, which is x squared plus 2x minus 1. Then we have f minus g of x, so that's f of x minus g of x, so that's x squared plus x minus 3x minus 1, which is the same as x squared plus x minus 3x plus 1, which is the same as x squared minus 2x plus 1. For C, we have fg of x, so that's f of x times g of x. So that's x squared plus x times 3x minus 1, which is 3x cubed minus x squared plus 3x squared minus x, which is 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x. I just realized I haven't been doing the domain for these. So the domain for this one is all real numbers because there's no function in the quotient. For this one, again, the domain's all real numbers, and then this one, the domain's also all real numbers. Now when we have f over g of x, that's going to be f of x over g of x, which is x squared plus x over 3x minus 1. Now g of x cannot equal 0, so we set 3x minus 1 equal to 0. We solve for x. And we end up getting that x cannot be 1/3. So that's the domain. All right, so here we consider the following functions. F of x is 2x cubed. G of x is x squared minus 4x. We have to determine the domain in range of the following functions. So we have we're just determining the domain. So we have g plus f of x. So that's going to be the same thing as x squared minus 4x plus 2x cubed. And usually you want to just have the term with the highest power in front. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2x cubed plus x squared minus 4x. So the domain here is all real numbers. Now we have f minus g of x. So that's going to be 2x cubed minus x squared minus 4x. So this is 2x cubed minus x squared plus 4x. And the domain here again is all real numbers. Now we have fg of x. So this is going to be 2x cubed times x squared minus 4x, which will be 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 5th minus 8x to the 4th. Okay. And the domain for this one is all real numbers. Then we have f over g of x, so that's going to be 2x cubed over x squared minus 4x. And again, we cannot have x squared minus 4x equals 0, so we set it equal to 0. We get x times x minus 4 cannot equal 0, so x cannot equal 0, and x cannot equal 4. So that's your domain. Here we have f of x is the square root of x plus 6. G of x is the square root of x minus 2. So again, it says compute the following functions in domain of the new function. So we have g plus f of x. So that's going to be the square root of x minus 2 plus the square root of x plus 6. And then the domain here is x. So these are tricky because we have the radicals here. So technically from this one, x minus 2 has to be greater than or equal to 0 because the square root of 0 is 0. The square root of negative 1 is I. So the moment we have negatives, we have imaginary numbers, and that's the problem. So we say that these inequalities have to be greater than 0. So we first say, okay, well, x has to be greater than or equal to 2, or x has to be greater than or equal to negative 6. So because we need to satisfy both of these conditions, the domain we're going to really go with is the stronger one, which is x is greater than or equal to 2. Because technically it could be, if we said x can be greater than or equal than 6, it could still be considered 2. And if we had something like 0, we'd have the square root of negative 2 plus the square root of 6, which would give us I square root of 2 plus square root of 6. So that's why we have to go with the domain that covers both of them. So that satisfies both of the radicals. Okay, so we have f minus g of x. So that's going to be the square root of x plus 6 minus the square root of x minus 2. And again, this domain's the same. It's going to be x has to be greater than or equal to 2 for the same argument we had before. Now we have gf of x. So that's going to be the square root of x plus 6 times the square root of x minus 2. So that's going to be the square root of x plus 6 times x minus 2. And then for this one, the domain will be x has to be greater than or equal to 2 again. And that's because it's really the same thing as this function here, just taking the square root afterwards. And my point is that, again, we cannot take the square root of a negative number, so that's why we say that x has to be greater than or equal to 2. F over g of x, that's going to be the square root of x plus 6 over the square root of x plus 2. And now in this one particularly, the domain has to just be x is greater than 2. That's because the square root of, that's because if we plug in 2, for example, this would be the square root of 8 over 0, which is undefined. So because of the fact that we have the square root of x plus 2 in the denominator here, the domain has to be greater than 2. It cannot equal 2. So after this lesson, you should be comfortable with computing operations with functions. Domain of these new functions will again come with more practice, but you can always use technology like a graphing calculator to verify domains that you think are the correct answer.